I am live on YouTube, and I'm also live on the TikToks of the world. I am also live there too. I want to make sure that you can hear me okay. Can you hear me? I want to make sure. I want to make sure. I want to make sure. All right. So I hope everyone is doing amazing today. It is currently Saturday. Coach Jay here, leadership coach. I focus more so on women who desire to grow their global impact with content, creating outcome-based offers using AI to digitally, and also with respect to automating and systematizing their business so that they can do more good in the world. That's what I focus on. And we use different things like digital courses. We use courses and digital products, as well as move people into higher spaces where they can get transformative impact as well. What is the comfort social media? I just want to make sure that you can see me and hear me okay. We have, like I said, YouTube open. I know it's a Saturday, it's the middle of the day. But if you YouTube, if you can let me know if you're watching live, comment live. And make sure that y'all can see me okay. Yeah, YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Yay. I'm excited because this is gonna be a good convo. It's gonna be a good convo. Um, a lot of good things happening. Okay. Thank you, Christina. Y'all know because if I don't hear, if I don't see y'all saying something, I'm gonna be like, well, maybe they ain't here. Maybe they don't need this, right? Maybe they don't want it. Thank you, Christina, for letting me know. Because I told y'all got to tell me because I won't know. I will not know. And I'll be sitting here just talking and talking and talking. Y'all be like, I can't hear her, but you ain't saying nothing. You nothing. So anyway, y'all, I am excited about talk about this topic today because I think that it is, I try to stay a little bit on the up and up what's going on. And I know that some of these things have been going on already. And sometimes when it comes to us, right? When it comes down to us, um, when it trickles down to some of us, is like, oh, they're already on something else. They're already on something else. Thank you, Christina. Y'all have been having this mic for a long time since I was at my other place, and I used to have the black like muffled thing on top, the little cover on it. Um, Beyonce chewed the covering of this mic, so I don't have it anymore. So she literally took my mic and the covering of the mic and chewed it up like to shreds. It was the most diabolical thing I've ever seen in my life. So who's live? Let me know who's live. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts over YouTube. Give me some likes. Get it up to hearts, hearts, hearts. This helps the algorithm. This is like class. So get your notebook, get you a pen. And let's learn today. It is a beautiful day here in Tennessee. I am in the west part of Tennessee, Lakeland, Memphis area. And we're supposed to have a storm to move through tomorrow night. I'm not happy about that, but whatever. It is what it is. And we are going to Mika said, y'all say I always got something to say. She is a mess. She is a mess. And Beyonce, in some TikTok, you may not know who I'm talking about. Beyonce is the mini golden doodle that we once had, but we gave her another home. However, she's only 7 minutes up the road. She came by here yesterday. The new owner came by here yesterday, and we got to see her for a little bit. So I was so happy to see her. She was all over everywhere, sniffing, sniffing, and sniffing like dogs do. But she's a mini golden doodle, and she's like 8 pounds. And me and her used to argue every single day. But we let her go. She has a great home, where little kids are, and she's able to, be the dog that she can be because she couldn't be one here because we were always working and we were always gone and we was always busy. So anyway, as y'all can see from the title of the video, we're talking about views over followers, right? So there's a reason why I'm saying this is because we're going to possibly see a shift in our social media landscape where it comes down to how many, and I got on this oversized sweatshirt, so it's really, really big. And we are just embarking on something new. It's always something new. Like we always hit like AI is coming up with something different. Then we got a new system. Then we got a new task thing. Then we got a new project management thing. Then we got new offers. Then there's a new feature. Then there's a new this. And then there's a new, it's always something new. Everybody, we're always doing something, right? There's always something rolling out. And I've heard from many people that it's so hard to keep up because everybody feels like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with all these systems. There's always something going on. I don't know which one to do. I don't know which way to turn. I feel kind of like I'm lost. I want to stay relevant. I don't want to kind of move out of relevancy, especially as a business owner. Like, what am I supposed to be doing with my business? Like, how should I pivot? How should I focus? So when it comes down to content, right? I noticed a couple of things, right? And this is really interesting. And you tell me if you saw the same thing on your page, if you've seen the same thing on your social media pages and profiles. Like you look at your analytics, everybody just needs to pull up their analytics and you let me know what it looks like for the last 7 to 14 days compared to the 7 to 14 days prior. If you're on TikTok all the time, look at your TikTok analytics. If you're on YouTube, look at your YouTube analytics. If you are on Facebook, look at your analytics or your professional dashboard if you are in the professional creator program. Like look at some of those pieces and let me know if this makes sense, because just because I want to make sure that, is it on brand? Is it on par? So one of the things we know that in business, you have to get in front of new people all the time. If you've been a part of my tribe, I always talk about how I always talk about like how many people you have to get in front of new people. You have to get in front of new people all the time when it comes down to exposure, right? So the first rule of thumb in business is that you have to market and you've got to market consistently. I don't think y'all understand it. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this together. So I want to make sure like you understand that in order to run a business, okay, this is why a lot of people are going out of business is because they're not marketing. Amen, somebody. They're not marketing. They're not pushing out the content. But this is the gag though. And y'all let me know. TikTok, are y'all having this issue? Like, do y'all feel like your views are going up, but the engagement is kind of going down a little bit? Yes, Suvan said that I've noticed this on LinkedIn. I've noticed, and I'm when I say I'm talking about the views, look at your views and then look at the engagement. So if your engagement is going up, but you're not making as many sales, or you're not getting a lot of inquiries or applications or cash in your business or bookings, because conversions matter, right? So the point that I'm making is if I'm getting a lot of engagement, then that should equal out to have some level of conversions, right? Like I'm thinking in my mind, if this thing is going viral, quote unquote, then I should be pulling in the content. I mean, I should be pulling in the conversions, right? So one of the things I noticed in the past 2 weeks is we went all in on content. Like we started posting a lot more. We're not putting a number to it. We're literally increasing our posts, which is very interesting, right? Because we got a couple of people, like a lot of folks, y'all. And look, this between me and you. And then y'all may want to like put your business bestie on this, like share this video with your business, especially TikTok. Like get y'all people on this thing so we can all win in this next season. Check this out. What I have noticed is that a lot of these creators, okay, a lot of these creators are posting a whole lot more than what they're like some of the people are telling you. Like some folks are telling you, oh, just post once a day, just post 2 or 3 times a day. If you go to some of these bigger creators, they're posting way more. And I'm talking about business, like business owners posting way more in influencers, brands. A lot of them are posting way more than what the girlies are telling you. I'm peeping game. But here we go. Here we go with the big but. Here we go with the big. Here we go. But here we go. Christina said, yeah, the posting is getting high. But this is the gag, y'all. Write down. People are automating. So I need to automate too. Y'all need to schedule y'all's posts. Get y'all booty a system and make the posts. Automate and schedule your stuff. Y'all, they are scheduling their posts. Let me tell y'all something. Like they're posting. Let me tell you one. It was this creator. I forgot their names from Instagram because it's coming to me as I'm talking because I'm like trying to give y'all a little tea. I saw somebody say that they're posting 100 times a day. 100 times a day. And they make like $1 million a month. I'm not kidding. Like these are people like I have never, like, I didn't even know their name. Like I was like, who is this? Like, who is this? I've never heard of this person before. 100 posts a day. Now, obviously, now let's state the obvious, okay? Because I don't want people getting their feelings about what they must got. Okay, so let's calm down. Let's put the inner child back in her car seat. Let's not get triggered. I know that some of us can't do 100 a day. I know that. I didn't say to do that. I'm just saying this is what the folks are doing that's making $1 million a month. Okay? So calm down. And I need to stop screaming too in this mic because YouTube probably like, girl, please sit back. This is this is the thing though. Country Wayne, YouTube, y'all already heard me talk about this before. But Country Wayne is a comedian, Black comedian, and he said that he posts 750 times a month. Okay, 750 times a month. He posts between 20 and 28 times per day. So that's pretty much a video every single hour on Facebook. He's not on, like, he's doing all of that on Facebook. So if you go to Country Wayne Country Wayne, not with a C, a K, and you look up his page, his official page, he has literally a video every single hour going up. Okay. But this is the thing though. That man making so much money, he said he stopped counting. Like that's how much money he's making. So what am I trying to tell you? And one of the things that they kept saying was views. They kept talking about views. It was, oh yeah, we get between this many views and this many views every single video. And I'm like, why did, they're really focusing on views. They're not talking about followers anymore. Followers are probably, according to Gary V. Okay. So Gary V, y'all know that Gary V. Give me some hearts if you know who Gary V is. I love Gary V. Gary V said about a week ago on a video on YouTube, he talked about how going forward, instead of worrying about how many people are engaging with your posts. Dr. Beauty, I saw that. She said you have to do long form and clip. Yes. I'm getting to that in a minute. The thing is that he said you need to worry about views achieved. Okay. Views achieved. If you're watching this on TikTok, be sure to follow this account. Follow my account. I have so much good content to keep us focused in this next season, in this next era. And one of the things that I pride myself on is that I sell based on skill-based products. I don't sell based on what is it called? Just make more money. I want you to learn skills to create more money. Because a lot of us just hear, make more money, but you don't understand the connection with that, right? So I want you to learn the skills to be able to help you make more money. Because when you get the skills, that's going to pay your bills. You will never be able to let that go. So he said views achieved organically. Yes, Dr. Reed said, I saw that video. Absolutely. So views achieved organically. So what are we talking about? There's coming a time where people, like, the whole followership is connected to celebrityism. I'm making up words, okay? So celebrityism. Because the thing is too, is that people are not impressed by how many followers you have. They don't care. Nobody cares anymore. Gen Z could care less. Younger millennials could care less. People do not care about how many followers you have. What the metric is pointing to is how many views are you getting? How many people are watching your videos? Now, with respect to this different social media platforms, I've told people that every single day you should be aiming to get in front of at least 30,000 people per day. And that's on all platforms, period. You need to get in front of as many people per day as possible. I know that it's going to be days where you're going to dip. It's going to be times where, but the thing is to get there. The more people you can have eyes pointing towards your content, the better. Because I'm going to tell you this. I'm telling you what I know. I got numbers. I got receipts. Okay. Y'all know I come with numbers. So we have been posting more on our platforms. Okay. So TikTok, LinkedIn, and we use a scheduling system, right? So you can use Buffer. You can use Planoly. I think Planoly is still open if I'm not mistaken. There is a software, Opus Clips, Opus Clips has a scheduling feature. TikTok has TikTok Studio. So let's say you like, girl, I can't afford all this stuff. Go to TikTok Studio. TikTok Studio has a free scheduler. They just added it. Listen to me. Schedule your content. Schedule it out. YouTube, y'all got that? Are we on the same page? Y'all with me? TikTok Studio. Yes, Dr. Rich, she said, I did not know that. Yes. TikTok Studio, you can actually schedule your posts going forward. Yes, they just added that feature probably within the last month and a half, 2 months. It's new. So when y'all making these videos, you can actually, you can schedule on IG, and Facebook. Finally. So I would strongly encourage y'all. So those of you who want your time back and your life back, and you're tired of doing everything in real time, because I'm gonna tell y'all this too. The thing is that when it comes down to content, like for example, and it's going back to what Dr. Beauty said on TikTok, you got to create that long form piece and then chop that bad boy up. Find a way to chop it up. Find a system. Opus Clips is probably the one that I feel is really, really good. And one of my clients suggested that a whole year and a half ago. I think about a year ago. And when I tell you, it changed my life. And I said, oh my gosh, I have you to thank for this, because what? Yes. Opus Clips, get in there. And yes, they have a monthly feature and they have a yearly feature where you can buy credits and, all that good stuff. And then you can create SEO titles and all of that. But I'm going to tell you this too, the numbers. When it comes down to content to conversions, right? The biggest thing you want to look for is how many people are coming into your email list. How many people are coming into your offers, right? There's ways you have to look at those numbers if you're in business. That's very important, because you want to make sure that you're effective. Now, you appreciate the likes, you appreciate the comments, because it does help the algorithm, right? But I'm looking at the views. How many people are actually watching this? Because we already know a lot of people are salty. A lot of people don't like liking stuff no more, because they don't want to, I ain't finna like all stuff. I'm just gonna look at it, but not knowing that they're looking at it and they're going to. Y'all know people petty these days. I hate to say that, but I like everybody's stuff. Like if I see your video and it's good, I ain't gotta know you. I could just, but see, sometimes people like, oh my gosh, I don't, I can't see. Nobody likes my stuff, and I'm like, it's not showing up on everybody's algorithm either. So if I don't like, if you're in my world and I don't see your stuff, or like Coach Jay don't never like my stuff, it's because I don't see it. The algorithm is not like coming, right? It's not algorithming. Tracy said, join the email list, getting my goals on paper before I come to you so I don't waste time. It's all good. It's all good. And we have resources too. We have resources. We have courses. We have the 2025 bundle. That should be on my stand store. Definitely come on in. Yes, Tracy. I love it. So the receipts look like this. So we have, like I said, we have increased our postings. However, I'm going on TikTok specifically. Now, my likes, okay, the hearts, right? So my likes have went down 30%. Check the numbers, okay? So it went down 30%. That's the likes. The comments went down 37%. Shares have went down 40%. And this is all to the people that's talking about, oh my gosh, Coach, I can't believe this is not gone viral. Oh my God, Coach, I just think that you should be big. Okay, but y'all ain't sharing it either. And you ain't saying nothing and you ain't liking it. Of course you ain't gonna, whatever, because you ain't seeing it. You ain't seeing it. And it's okay. Because these social media platforms are not gonna play with us today. They ain't gonna play with us today. Because I already peeped game. Because at first I'd be like, where's everybody? Where's it? These videos usually do numbers. But I said, oh, that's what we're doing. We're shifting algorithms. We're shifting the narrative. Okay. So the likes, the comments, and the shares have all went down drastically. But guess what did go up? Guess what went up 27% though? Video views. Ain't that crazy? They trying to play with me. They try to play with us on here. Y'all watching YouTube, you with me? Ain't that something how they just playing with me? So 27% increase. Okay, let's talk about it. So profile views is my views on my profile went up 6%. And guess what else went up? Guess what else? My sales. My sales went up from TikTok, specifically TikTok, because I track the sources. I track where people come from. Y'all with me? They're coming from TikTok, and there's a 21% increase in sales. So y'all looking and they buying, but ain't nobody saying nothing. And that's okay. You know what? I'm actually cool with that. I'm gonna tell you why I'm cool with that. YouTube, I don't know if y'all went to sleep or what. But what is quite interesting is that I like the fact that people are looking and they're taking action. I don't mind the comments. Like I don't mind the engagement. But it's really turning, and y'all let me know if you agree with this. It's almost as if social media is shifting into TV. I did hear this a while back that we were probably going to have a time where people are going to oh, I just got to download just now, that we're moving into social media at television almost. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. YouTube, people are coming in. I'm just saying it looks as if we are shifting into more of a TV mode. So you know how they say that, such and such awards, ABC Awards had, 3 million views or 1.7 million views. Yes, I got grape juice, y'all. Hold on. Exactly, Christina. She said, oh, I see that shift happening. I'm trying to tell you, it is very interesting. So also, look at me. Also, we see that you can now view who follows you that's watching your content versus the non-followers. They're getting you ready. They're getting you acclimated to being more interested. Yep. That's why I said, Savon. Yep. Gary V. Gary V said the same thing. That's why I'm bringing this up, because I wanted to make sure that everybody is hearing it. So I definitely gave him credit. Um, because he was the one that make me see this first, because I was having questions about it. And I said, oh, okay, they're getting us ready. They're preparing us to get in front of more non-followers than our followers. Even though, yes, we appreciate our followers, but at the same time, it's starting to become a little bit less like, like, oh, let me go see. Ain't nobody, these people. But this is the thing. They're getting you ready to get in front of new people all the time. That's very interesting, because even with, because I know we do that with TikTok. We see that a lot with TikTok, right? So TikTok, a lot of people, it's the For You page. It's the For You page. Dr. Beauty said that's why IG introduced the trials. Yeah, the trial reels. Yes, absolutely. And see TikTokification, as Gary Vee put it. I thought it was, that was funny, but it's a nice word for it, because now that we see the data, and TikTok being a platform that gave us a new refreshing perspective on social media and how we see social media, is that a lot of people, like, even if you don't follow the person, you still see their content coming down their for you page, coming down your For You page, because you watch them longer than a few seconds, right? So I think it's like 3 to 5 seconds or something like that, and then it counts as a view. This is what we're going to start seeing on all of these platforms, I believe, especially Instagram, especially because even on Facebook, when you look at your statistics, you will see that that even with Facebook Reels, like, we increase our Reels, our posting on Reels. It's crazy. The views and the engagement completely off. So you got people with 1 million views and 900 people are seeing their content, which is off, right? And then you see 10,000 people getting, 3,000 views. And then you see people with 700 followers getting 25,000 views on a single video, or even 100,000 views on a single video. Okay, let me catch up on the comments. Charles said, oh, let me go up. Sharita said, yep, it's happening now on YouTube. Is that Asala? She said it's becoming a source of entertainment. So Vaughn said, yep. Gary V said that too. Let me see. Catrice. Oh, I'm sorry. Catrice said, oh, I heard that a while ago that social media is the new TV, especially YouTube. Yes. Yes. A child said a lot of TV folks are YouTubers now, even music artists, y'all. Child said everybody has followed TikTok's algorithm, it seems. And let me go up to Dr. Beauty said that makes sense. Networks have seen a huge decrease in. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Gotcha, Sala. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So what does what does that mean from a content creation perspective? I think that we should get ready to turn our content into commercials. It's almost like a commercial. Like, even if you're going to speak on there, you better speak powerfully and capture your people right there in that first 3 to 5 seconds. You better catch them and catch them good. I noticed also too that my videos, the non-speaking ones, do okay, but obviously my throat chakra is wide open, so that's just who I am. But of course, my speaking videos get much more play than before. Mika said even these ball players, yep, it's a lot of them that are getting on lives, doing lives. Like, it's just, changing, right? It's really interesting. And I think that a lot of these TV networks are freaking out because people aren't buying less TVs. We have our tablets, we have our cell phones, we have uh whatever, like we have small like devices. People are gaming now. They're recording themselves gaming. And that's been happening for a while. Like there's nothing new. But I'm just looking at the mainstream of things. Like less and less people are owning televisions. Just kind of like it was with CD players. We're seeing this in real time, y'all. Like again, like I saw the CD player go out. I saw the VCR go out. VCRs were a thing. Then we went to DVD players, then DVD players to smart TVs, and like you see what I'm saying? It's just interesting how now we're seeing TVs actually possibly vanishing away from our generation as well. I'm very, very curious. Like it's really something. Celebrities going live, like celebrities going live, like people that did, modeling and music artists and brand, like they're all doing content now. Miko. So I'm seeing a 45% increase in leads. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad because people are not liking my content. I'm not mad because people are not, like, the comments have went down. I'm not mad. Why am I not mad? Because it's not that, people don't, they don't like Coach J, but no, they like it. They just, it's energy now to tap a button. It's energy now. It's too much energy for some people to press like. Catrice, I see that. You're absolutely right. She said YouTube is pushing watching TV. I mean, YouTube on TV heavy. Yes, like smart TVs. All of them get. I'm just looking at the flow of it all. Like it's just really something to me. I can appreciate change because I'm all about innovation. I think that innovation is what keeps things very fresh for me because I'm a science forward person. I'm an innovative person. So I don't mind to see different, like AI just absolutely fascinates me. When it first came out on the scene, I jumped on it. I wanted to learn more about it. I'm a little bit of a nerd too, so that probably got something to do with it. But I really do enjoy seeing innovation shift in real time and then looking at the fact that we are living in one of the most interesting times in history. And I don't think people really understand that. Like, I mean, I know that people got a gripe and they can't stand Elon. And I think Elon is he a little off too, but I think Elon has a fascinating brain, even though I don't think he's all the way human. But don't get me started on that. That's a whole nother video, whole nother day. But I think that his attention to space travel and whatever in the conspiracy surrounding that is also very interesting. But aside from him and the conspiracy around that, the brain is brilliant. Okay. When you look at the fact that this man has built SpaceX and now they're doing all this orbit travel, I think it's fascinating. I can appreciate innovation and what people are doing without trying to tap into their personal life and my personal opinion of them because I've never met them before. They never did nothing to me. So I can separate this. Some people can't separate that, but I can because he ain't impacting my life directly on a day-to-day basis. I'll never see him in real life. So it's just, I just think it's very to the common person that's not really trying to move, to the common person that's not trying to do anything, this is too much for them. But I'm going to say this too. So, so you probably like, okay, coach, what is, like, bring us home, like what does this mean for us? Well, what it means in my humble opinion is that we're moving into an age where content is going to be soul work, right? Everybody is going to have a chance, like kind of like podcasts. Like podcasts are going up. Obviously content is increasing. YouTube is pushing podcasts. I've heard that too. Like YouTube is pushing podcasts so much that I think the podcasts are actually is doing better than expected. Like it's probably the fastest growing podcast platform out of all the platforms right now. Which I don't understand how that is, because now we got podcast videos, like even like doing a mic like this, putting it on YouTube, but then they also ask you to do a podcast. And I'm like, but you can just watch the video. Like the video was funny. It's right there. So everybody get a chance. Here we go. This gives you a chance to like create your own talk show in so many ways. And a lot of people are doing this. Like what I'm doing right now, even on a smaller scale, like even right now on a smaller scale, this is still a talk show. Depending on how I position this bad boy and market it properly, it can grow, right? Even with TikTok. TikTok is a part of the system. So all of y'all that's sitting around here talking about, I don't know. Like I said, feel free. Let me see if I can share this. See, that's what I'm saying. I gotta, this is my responsibility. I can't be trusting y'all to go and share my stuff. I gotta share my own stuff. I'm gonna do it right now. I can't, I can't make y'all do it, and I ain't doing it. Let me get some folks on here. Well, I'm sorry, YouTube, because y'all like, what? I can't see you, Coach. Yeah. I got to make it, this is my responsibility. True. I could totally ask y'all to do it, but y'all gonna, depending on what you feel like, because some people don't feel like sharing your stuff. I have done it too. I'm not telling you, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad on here, but I'm just trying to give y'all the understanding of the psychology around this. That people are tired. Ain't that something? People are tired. But we have gotten to the place where we see value differently, because it's an individualistic society right now. So everybody's looking out for themselves. Some people are treating this, conversation I'm having with y'all right now is like, this is for me. I have tried to tell my sister and them. I have tried to tell my mom and them. I have tried to tell my folks. I have tried to tell my best friend. Nobody's going to listen to me. So I'm listening to Coach J for myself. There's nothing wrong with that. But we do. That's so funny. But we do need like-minded communities around us. Thank you, Dr. Beauty. Like-minded people around us so that we can all stay on the same page, because I'm gonna tell you this, accountability is everything. And I'm not talking about getting no accountability from people that ain't doing nothing. Because we love that girl. I did my little Canva ebook today. Okay, how many people did you convert? Don't ask me to be your accountability partner, honey, and you ain't converting nothing. Because I'm gonna ask you how much money did you make this week? And if you tell me 0, I'm slamming the phone. What have you been doing this week? How much money did you make this week? I mean, see, me and my accountability partners, we talk about how much money we getting it. Okay, so I made $3,000 today, or I made $5,000 this week, or we made this much. The point I'm making is that if you're solid, if you are not getting the right people around you to talk about some of these big shifts that are happening in our spaces, you're going to go by your own understanding. You're going to be leaning into your own understanding. Let me see what Tracy says. She said, I try to tell my family, y'all scroll on social media before you even brush your teeth, use it. Tracy, I had just had a conversation with a friend of mine. All on social media get just mad engagement. Great engagement, right? Why aren't you monetizing? Oh, man. I'm like, what? Literally a shrill came from me. Literally a shrill came from my body. Because what the heck? Why are you not monetizing on these? Why? Because this is going to be the new job. You know that, right? This is the new job. Amen, somebody. This is the new job. Content creation. I think Dr. Beauty said this is a very objective skill. This is something that you need to practically know how to do. See, you're going to have people that are going to use social media and create content based in avoidance. And then you're going to have people that are going to use content to market their business offline. And then you're going to have people that are going to use content as a way for them to work, period, and gain. And that's just going to be their job. Like, they're going to be monetized on Facebook. They're going to be monetized on YouTube. That's all they're going to be doing is content. And I get it. But I just don't want people to I just don't want people to get to a place where you're just building on one platform, because we saw what happened with TikTok. People almost like they were sliding down the wall, crying and throwing up, and everybody was having a nervous breakdown, and people were just like protesting about TikTok. But if you see, you have people like myself who weren't really pressed about it, because guess what? I diversified. I monetize on YouTube. I monetize on Facebook, but I also have courses. I also have a leadership coaching program. I also have a membership. Like, I have multiple ways of serving people without tying in to just one platform. I did hear, and please do not quote me on this, but I've heard that Instagram has been courting a lot of people on other apps. And allegedly there is, they're trying to put as a, what's it called? Like an NDA kind of thing, like, conflict of interest if they try to create on other platforms, which I hope that's not the case. I hope they're not doing that, because that would be very unfortunate. I'm not signing no deal with just no one platform and talking about I'm giving all my content over to you. That's not happening, because that means you're locking me into a job. And the devil is a lie. And I'm not even religious. But you're not locking me into anything, sir and ma'am. That ain't happening. I didn't get out into entrepreneurship to be ruled and managed over and locked in where my creativity is yours and yours alone. That's not happening. And I really believe if we got to keep our eyes open to some of this stuff, because I don't want these platforms to get too diddly daddly. Okay, get real comfortable with paying creators to the point where they're saying, okay, well, if you're going to create on Facebook, then you can't create on TikTok. Well, so it's like, I'm going to have to get off both of y'all then. Take me out of the creator program. Because what are you talking about? Because baby, that's not what I came out here to do. Okay. Because I would just advertise in the yellow pages, honey. Tracy says a social media editor is an actual job on Indeed. Things are changing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dr. Beauty said the only reason I went into business freedom. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I came into this thing free. Like, this is just about freedom. Paywall. Absolutely. So we have to start creating content that's going to protect our creativity as well. Creativity is an art, of course, and it's a godly concept. While I'm on that topic, let me dig right there. Okay. The reason why your creativity is such a high commodity, it's a high value trait, especially if it's something that people resonate with, because it shifts emotions. You can bring people up and you can bring people down with creativity, right? You can make people feel something. You can make them feel empowered. You can make them feel better. You can heal people with your voice. You can unlock something in their spirit. You can push them towards taking some level of high, massive, crazy action that's going to change their life for the better. Creativity is the target. Look how they're treating celebrities and their gifts and their talents and their singing voices. They all kinds of demonic activity and evil centered around all that. I ain't gonna go into conspiracies and all that, but you know what I'm saying. There's so many different spokes to the wheel when it comes down to creativity. Creativity is a God attribute. And we all have that gift. We all have the gift of creativity, especially women. Let me just really help us to understand this. This is why some of y'all got to get out of this whole y'all dragging y'all feet on something that you know how to do organically and innately. Creativity is something that you know how to do without a whole lot of effort. You can help people change their life just by what come out of your mouth. Amen, somebody. And so what we have to do is start getting bold about what we're doing. We have to get very bold, and we have to get very strategic, as well as bring joy. Bring back the joy in your content. Like just like when I say just post, and I know that messes with people when we say just post. Post with the intent, and also understand testing, because we're all testing content. Everybody's testing content. When you post content out there, you're looking at the numbers. You're trying something different. You're trying to see what works. You're trying to see what captivates attention, because that's the number one thing that you're supposed to be grabbing anyway. First is attention. You can't convert people unless you get their attention first. They got to pay attention first. When you pay attention to something, that's energy into a thing. You're depositing your focus on someone or something. So when I'm opening my mouth and I'm talking, depending on where you are in your mind, or depending on where you are in your situation, and you say, man, this was right on time for me. Let me see what this woman has to say, especially if you don't know me. So you're getting in front of people and saying, okay, what can I say to shift the trajectory of their life on this live, or on this video, or in this piece of content? So once I can do that, then I can lead them into something, or say, like, if you want to learn more, and you're taking the demand and the force out of it. I don't have to put you in a corner to make you move. The value that I give here, then you're able to say, okay, I'm going to go to her email list and see what else she got. That's how I do things. When I hear somebody I really like, and I hear somebody that really like shifts my spirit, I'm going to go see what this person is talking about. But you can't do that if you ain't saying nothing. You can't do that if you're not putting it out there. And a lot of us overthink the process because we feel like we have to have it perfect. We feel like we got to be super high level. Y'all just listen. God, and I'm saying this with all humility, God has been good to me. I am not a brand person. I never that was actually a part of my brand, to not be a brand cohesive person. My voice, my ability to tap into somebody's soul one person at a time, has been one of the ways that we have built an almost $1 million business. We're almost there. We're at 800K. But that came with trust. That came with a lot of up and down. That came with a lot of stepping back and reviewing and doing some healing work, and investing in one's emotional capacity to expand. Because when you're investing in yourself and you're investing in your brain, you're investing in your thought process to change, then you can't get away from that. You can't get away from, oh, well, let me just think about it and overthink. No, because the more I know about myself, the more aware I am that a lot of people that are freezing right now, a lot of people that are shut up right now, a lot of people that just ain't talking, a lot of people that are avoiding, are individuals that just need to be healed. They need to let go of whatever that is that's pulling them backwards. Because your own the way to wealth in 2025 and going beyond is something that comes innately to you, what comes natural to you. And if you got a speaking voice, if you say you want to be in a power, because I've heard this so many times, women will say this, oh, I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker. I want to be a speaker. Okay, but if you want to be a speaker, you need to speak. You can't say that God called you to Good Morning America and you ain't talking. This is your training ground. A lot of times people don't even understand that your practice time is YouTube. Your practice time is the TikTok and the Facebook lives. I'm just saying. I feel like God is calling me to speak all over the world. You can speak all over the world on YouTube. You know what I'm saying, coach? No, 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 no. But if if people don't hear you speak, if people don't listen to your voice, how are they going to invite you to France to speak? How are they going to invite you to a conference? And sometimes it's going to take a long time. Sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes 6 months. Sometimes it takes 5 years before you get that invitation. Sometimes it takes 7. I'm a life pad 9 too, child. This is it for us. That's why I had to be unapologetic. I'm like, why am I want to go so like why is it in me? Why is it in me to empower people on a different level? Why is that like so deep in my soul right now? Because your destiny is tied to your ability to be courageous and confident in this lifetime, because there's a work for you to do. You didn't heal, you didn't went through it. You have went through trials and tribulations. You done went through the valley, the high mountain, down to the low. You done been anxious, you've been depressed, you've been, child, I hear things, child, these dreams and all this other stuff. You done lost people, gained people. You done had your credit jacked up. You done had your credit revitalized. You can claim bankruptcy. You married the wrong person, then you divorced the wrong person, then you married somebody else, and then you got rid of him, and then you had children, and then all this kind of. You had a whole lot of things that you had to go through so that you could speak to some of this stuff, because everybody gonna come with excuses. Be like, no, I've been through that. Been there, done that, got the postcard, baby. You can make it out. And this is how. I'm just telling you. So everything that you went through in so many ways can be used for content, but you use it to teach people a framework, a method, a methodology. This is how I got through it. I did X, Y, and Z. And you're going to have to do the same thing if you want to make it out with speed. Because, see, we don't know how long we got. AI is not playing with us. I love when I say AI, when it comes down to artificial intelligence and, like I said, the innovation of things, but uh this stuff is coming. And when I say it's coming, I'm not talking about what's here now. Because what's here now, we got people using AI to, talk about their feelings and stuff. People fall in love with AI, like a partner, like a spouse, and we love the way it talk back to us, and it just listens to me. No, because about to happen is that artificial generative intelligence is coming, which means that we're going to see a big, huge shift in cognitive ability that AI can have, that AI is going to have, which means they're going to do everything that the human can do and more. And what they can think of, they can talk like us and everything. I already can do that. But my daughter said something very interesting. She said, well, it kind of started with Siri. And it kind of started with you got mail. She said she saw a video about that. And it's really interesting because we're moving into this spot. They do little pilots, right? So they do a little bit testing. Because if they bring it all at one time, it's going to shock the world. And humans can't, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but humans can't take a whole lot of stuff right off that. We got to be fed in bite-sized amounts, and the bites got to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then be like, oh, okay, that's what they're trying to do. So they got to do it in milestones. They got to do it in phases, because if they hit us all at one time with something, it's going to be too much and a shatter to our nervous system. And then everybody going to be in this looped out of here. You got 30 minutes. Humans got 30 minutes. Okay. Like literally. Okay. So, like I told people, we don't know what's coming up 5 to 10 years up. But I would strongly recommend that while we have the time, use it to your advantage so you can stay free up until whatever time. Get your courses up, right? Get your courses up. Are you teaching? Are you teaching other people? Do you have your stuff in order? Get your stuff in order. Make a list of all the skills that you know. Make a list of all the things that you know and that you can teach. And you need to put it out there. TikTok, you there? Y'all up? You need to be able to teach what you know. Digitize yourself. Monetize your intelligence. Monetize your brain. Let it make money for you instead of using your body. Women who are able to use their brain to build wealth in this season will not have to use their body to do so. Your body can be utilized to get rest. You don't want your body all beat up because you want some money. You know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of women that's going to be turning towards bodily physical functions, which means they're going to probably eliminate themselves faster because body keeps score. Your body going to tell you everything you need to know. By the way, it's tired too early. Some people going to stress out and age out fast because they didn't use their brain. Women who use their brains more will find it easier to communicate, and they won't age as faster. That's why you have a lot of women that's, I'm 41 years old. I'll be 42 this year. And to this generation, I think 41 is so old. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm 41 years old. And I'm like, what? 41 is not old. What are you talking about? I'm offended, but not really. Mika said doing strange things for change. Absolutely. And this is why you gotta pay attention to what's going on and lean in. You gotta lean in. Welcome, Kristen. You gotta lean in and just own where you are. Just own it. Coach, I just get so tired of creating content. Why are y'all so tired of creating content? All you gotta do is get in front of the camera. I'm on my couch. I got a big sweatshirt on that's oversized and a little house dress and a scarf on my head. And this is my go to sleep scarf. I just tied on my head and say, well, they just, put my glasses on and moving on. You just got to be yourself. Don't let these people make you feel like you got to do all this. And hold on, y'all. Let me make sure because this light. Stop letting these people make you feel like you got to do X, Y, and Z and look a certain way and go get a photo shoot and get your face beat to the gods and all this. Just be you. Put on some lip gloss, throw on a little eyeliner, and call it a day and put the thing on. This mic was, I think it was like $30, $40 from Amazon last year. I got this last year and I need to get another one. I saw one on TikTok shop I kind of want to get. But what I'm saying is get acquainted with building an audience. You got people to talk to. You got people lives to change. And so we be trying to stay comfortable without little bitty here and little bitty there. We got to stop feeling like it's too much for us. It's not too much. That's your mindset. But what we are getting ready to do, let me tell you what's coming up the pipeline. Because see, we're going into Q2. And Q2 quarter 2 is coming. And like I said, you don't know what's coming up around the bend. So you got to be ready always. You got to step into your power today because you don't know what's happening. And you need to be able to condition your mind and your energy to withstand whatever's coming up the pipe. And I'm not trying to, this is not fear mongering. This is just facts. A lot of us are still in business today because we were able to get ourselves together emotionally and mentally before all these things took place. And you got to learn how to self-parent. You got to learn how to self-navigate and self-regulate. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. So this is what our focus is. Our focus is to continue to post amazing content, right? We're moving people into our spaces. We are moving people into spaces where they can change their life. We're going to be teaching. We're going to be doing a lot more workshops in Q2. We're going to be doing more master classes in Q2. We're going to be doing smaller containers, right? So 4 week and 6 week pieces where people can get into a space where they can practice and be supported by myself and help them with looking at some pieces and making sure that they're on track. Like we have the 3-day sales sprint coming up the April 1st to the 3rd. And the reason I'm saying it is because we're going to be on there selling. We're going to be on there engaging with our target audience. This is going to be monumental because a lot of women, yes, you're creating content, but you're not making offers. And we want to be able to bring people into spaces where you're navigating and creating relationships with companies, business owners, from small to large business owners. You need to be getting in position to globalize and monetize your offers and your services. Y'all got to get in front of people. It is 165 and we're getting ready to jack the price up. So people need to get in there. We already got several women. Somebody paid, 2 people paid last night, which I was very happy about. But we have some more ladies that have paid over time. 3 days. Because a lot of women are not disciplined enough to sit their booties down and convert people. And sit their booties down and create a pipeline. You don't even have a pipeline. If I ask you how many people you got in your pipeline, and you tell me, girl, I ain't even got to set up, I'm be mad at you. Because, girl, what are you talking about? Why don't you have your stuff together? Why don't you have a pipeline? Coach, I mean, are you running a business or a soup kitchen? Everybody get quiet when I start talking about sales. Why do you do that? Why do we do that? We get real quiet. I mean, are we running bit like I've never seen people that say I want sales, but then don't want to talk about it. Let me find out that y'all really playing out here and y'all ain't serious about building. You don't even now see this is my philosophy right here. So these are my 3 pillars. Okay. Y'all feel free to share this live. I see the numbers kind of fluctuate in TikTok. Feel free to share the live on YouTube. Share it with a couple of your business besties. Get the numbers up, get the numbers up, get the numbers up. My value center is like this, right? So my value center is like I want to see women with better self-concept, right? So I want women to become much more acquainted with their power within. So I do talk about the human behavior and the emotional stability of women. Because I really believe that if women can learn how to emotionally stabilize, then they can do other things. They can do other things with courage, even when they fear, even when they're nervous about it, they can step into it, right? So, with that being said, it's like, okay, self-concept, emotional regulation. Okay, so number 2 is more about creating content. Your voice is your anchor. Your voice is your salesperson. Your content is your sales team that gets your message out because you're powerful and authoritative in your stance and your position. Okay. And then you move into a daily sales strategy where you have an ascension sales strategy that goes from lower end to higher end where people can work with you on higher levels. But you got to know what your people need so that you can anchor yourself. And so with those 3 pieces in our wheelhouse, we've been able to teach, I don't know how many women, Jesus, I want to say we have probably served over 500 women in our actual longer term programs over the past 5 years. But we have helped well over 6,000, I know, people. And we've had even like the buying process of people purchasing our products over and over and over again have been absolutely amazing. And so we got with Stan's store. I've been with Stan's store for 2 years, but I just started taking them seriously a year and a half ago. Let's see, me and Maddie, we went to Florida. What was it? 2023. So it was July 2023 when I think it was May of 2023 when we got with Stan's store. I didn't take Stan's store seriously until the end of 2023, and we were about to get ready to go into 2024. But I really started to run with Stan's store probably around spring of 2024, all the way up until now. Why am I telling you this? What's the point? You ain't got to use Stan's store, obviously. Okay, so you can choose whichever one, because you got Beacons, you got Pensight, you got so many systems.io. You have so many other systems that you can use in lieu of Stan. But my point is that you can generate income for yourself with having your back end ready to receive your people and help them astronomically. What you are after is impacting people in a very, very amazing way, valuable way that's going to get people what they need. And this is about strong outcomes, making sure that they feel supported, even because I tell people that my aim anytime I create a course, it's as if they're being coached by me on a one-on-one basis. Like I have a call coming up with a client tomorrow. We're doing a video, and she is literally on track to becoming a millionaire. She's only 23. I'm sorry, she's 20. She's 20. Oh my God. And I'm so proud of her because I remember when she first started, she quit a job last summer, didn't have any money, and now here she is about to hit it. But she is so consistent on TikTok. She's consistent on social media. Why am I bringing this up? Because a lot of y'all need to understand that the Gen Z is probably the most, in my lifetime that I've seen, the most courageous generation. Now, I will say this. The reason why they're courageous, in my humble opinion, is because they have to be. They ain't got no choice. The mamas and the daddies they're too far into their loins. Loins over legacy. I told people that these babies are going to have to mother themselves. They're going to have to father themselves because the mamas and the daddies too busy trying to secure the bread and hop on each other. I need a husband. I need somebody to help me pay these bills. Baby, Gen Z is running. They ain't got no choice. And I love it for them. That's why I said, y'all grown folk, y'all got to get up. Because I say, if you got children that's Gen Z and they're going to grow up drop kicking you, because what are you doing? These babies got to grow up fast. They're making money. And I'm sorry, this is going to sound real bad too, but a lot of them that's got to make money, they're going to have to stop talking to their mamas and their daddies. Especially their mamas and daddies are clamming up their time and emotionally abrupt. I told people this. These babies cannot create content the way they need to create content. They cannot produce what they need to produce because their mamas and daddies are jealous of them. Because they have what some of them don't have, which is audacity. But they have the audacity to talk about them. They have audacity to drag them. They have the audacity to ignore them and not heal and learn emotional intelligence. A lot of these babies are going on. And Gen Z and Gen Alpha they're here, and Generation Beta is being born this year. 2025 is Gen Beta, and I don't know what that's about, because why are you calling this Generation Beta? I want to know what that's about. That's weird. But anyway, Gen Z, the younger Gen Zs, and the older Gen Zs and the younger millennials are giving birth to Generation Beta. These babies are going to feel all of the pain. Y'all think y'all are finding pain. What advice would you give new business owners coming into the game? Market your butt off. Market, market, market. Market your booty off. Treat your business like a business. This is a career. Learn everything you can about marketing and learn everything you can about customer service. I think that's another R2 that we're not remembering, is that customer service is everything. You got to be service oriented. And I think that's another lost issue. Gen Z probably need to work on that, in mass. But I understand. Yeah, Catrice said Greek alphabet. Yeah, I know that that's the order of the alphabet. I just don't like the way. I don't like the way that they're naming them. I don't like beta. No, but let me say this too. She asked what advice. Um, Marketing is very, very necessary. And I have said this many times too, is that we have a tendency to push away from what is important in business, which is getting people to know that we're alive. You gotta let people know that you're here. And especially if you're going to do it organically, if you're going to do this with content, you're going to have to show your face a little bit. I understand faceless and all of these other marketing, things that they have. But if you want to teach people, if you want to gain the trust and all of that, I really, really feel like you have to be sane and you've got to be articulate with what you do and how you help the world, how you help your target audience, how you help your ideal or your dream client. You got to be very clear about that. And then also to be okay, depending on what your business is all about. You need to be able to, because I deal with the digital space. So courses and stuff like that. I don't sell MRR, master resale rights. I don't sell PLR. I sell my own courses that I have taught, and I teach other women how to do it themselves. Skill-based offers and outcome-based offers to help the world with whatever it is that you know how to do best. I told people that personal development this year was going to be your thing. Personal development, health and wellness, teaching skills, soft skills, hard skills. That's the name of the game. You need to get recurring revenue. You need to find a way to secure recurring revenue where you are giving high value to people, but they're paying you every single month to stay in this space, in a protected space. You need to find a way to do that. Oh, child said, is it because beta is a test? Child. I don't know. That's a bit. I don't know if we're gonna be here to see it. I hope we are, because I sure want to see it. We better be here to see it. She said the more you're seen equals money. Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna say this too. The more you're seen from a place of strategy, because there's a lot of people that get on here and ain't making no money. I've seen it myself. There are people with 300, 400, 500,000 followers and don't have a dime in their name. They're just all these followers. That's why I said followers are not always an indication that this person is rich or that this person has money. Because I'm gonna tell you this, if you get on here and you start talking about your products and your services and nobody moves, or you launch a t-shirt and you got 500,000 followers and you don't get any sales, that's enough to slide down the wall. I will slide down the wall. Like I have almost 9,000 followers, right? I don't, followers ain't never been a thing for me. I ain't never been one of those people where I got to have all these followers. What I want to see is impact. Are these people the people that I'm supposed to be helping? And just saying you encourage me is not helping. Encouragement is just encouragement. Stepping into a place where you are changing your life and you are learning what it takes from a deep soul place to change your life, that's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in you being encouraged. But you just really just, like, for example, somebody picked up my daily sales confidence. It's called a confidence calibration kit. She said, Coach, and I'm surprised, like, a lot of women don't have confidence in sales. And I put that out there and I put it together with affirmations and meditations and also lessons and trainings on how to increase your sales confidence. And people like, Coach, at first I was thinking like, I don't know how this is gonna be because I just need sales. And she said that when I took that course, I said to myself, like, wow, this was really what I needed to step into sales because I didn't have confidence. I said, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you've been in business and you've been doing all this content, and you don't get any sales, there's a confidence gap. There's a gap in your self-worth and yourself. And this is why I tell people, like, your bank account is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself and what you do. And a lot of people like to fight me on that. But I'm like, you can fight me all day, but it still rings true because you're not putting the work out there and you're not trying to learn. You don't think you're good enough to learn more. Well, there's so many people selling course. You see how I shift voices because I know y'all. I know people. Well, it's just the fact that there's so many scammers out there. Okay, so if that's the case, why did you take the risk of being an entrepreneur? If I had that mentality, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's all about risk. I don't know, but I'm willing to take the risk to figure out and look and see if this person got receipts. And that's why I say I don't play with screenshots. I don't play with receipts. I always got them. If you want to say proof, I said tell people go to my YouTube channel. I don't keep receipts away from people or proof away from people. You get I put it out there. Even on my Facebook profile, I have a whole album that is for receipts. Amen, somebody. Hey, Latif. I'm just what I'm saying. So you gotta lean in. You gotta lean in. That's right, Kristen. She said ROI. Absolutely. Return on investment. What is your return? If you get on social media every day, you better make some darn money. Get you some money. If you're gonna be on here, well, why everybody always want money? Because we don't eat air. And people spend money to learn and to grow and to magnetize and expand. And you want to get all that for free so that you can go and make money and make $10,000 or $15,000 off of what you got for free. Have you lost your everlasting mind? This how I know people ain't serious about business because how dare you ask somebody that paid $50,000 over the past year and invested in their brain more than they did a college education, and you want to ask about gatekeeping. You're not going to get up and do anything. You just want the information, just sit there and get the information. What you want to do is you want to plump up people's energy and constipate people's energy just so you can feed off their energy and then run and tell somebody else what they said. And then I don't think she's telling the truth though. You got too much time on your hands. You got too much time on your hands. Let's say lost your mind. Yes, Chris, she said people are scared to make money but want to spend money. We have, and their consumers will always be among us, right? We will always have consumers. The consumer class will always be among us. We consume, even entrepreneurs. Somebody asked the craziest question I've ever heard in my life, saying, well, if everybody's an entrepreneur, who's going to be the buyers? Like, duh, like we buy too. Like we ain't making the money and just not doing anything. We're investing. That's the craziest thing you ever heard. People are buying from each other. We're just, everybody's making the best investment and spending decision for themselves and for their family. Like they don't make no sense. You got to think about what you're saying. I don't think people do think what they say half the time. Like, we got a lot of people that just talking. You have to give before you get. And sometimes it takes sometimes a sacrifice depending on how desperate you are, because sometimes desperation is necessary. You have to be desperate a little bit to move into inspiration. People don't talk about that. Oh, it's desperate energy. Sometimes it takes you to be desperate. Sometimes it takes you to be cornered into a wall and saying, I got to do something about my situation, because if I don't, I don't know where I'm gonna be in 6 months. I got to change my life like ASAP. And it's scary. Anytime you take a risk on your life, anytime you take a risk for your life, it's always going to be scary. It's going to be very fearful, because every level requires a different level of sacrifice. And when you're scared to do so, you will want either people to perform for you. You will want people to prove themselves and prove that they are worthy of the money that you have. It ain't that kind of party. Because, see, they have what you don't have, which is the gift of seeing things in a spirit of abundance. Because if you don't pay, okay, bye, because somebody behind you is. I ain't never got to perform for nobody. Well, how do I know? You won't. You won't know. I'm glad you asked that, because you let me know everything I need to know about you. First of all, I'm not performing and doing no kind of dance for you, baby. I am not finna dance a jig for you to give me your little $27. You can keep it. In fact, you probably need it more than I do. Keep your $1,000. Money is not God to me. Let me make that crystal clear. Money is not God to me. God has always provided. I will tell you no. I will turn down somebody giving me $2,000 if your attitude is horrible. It ain't worth it. So when I start talking like that, people are like, well, Coach, you still need to. First of all, I ain't never not needed for nothing. Okay, so let me start there. If your energy is off, you got a bad attitude, or you extra, or your emotions are playing out in front of me, and you just you whining and complaining, baby, keep your money. Please keep your money. In fact, I'll pay you to go away. I've done it to somebody. I've done it to 2 clients before. Baby, get your money and you go on. Because one thing you're not going to do is sit up here and make my head hurt. I didn't get into business and entrepreneurship to have a hurt head every day. I came here for freedom, and that means free of headaches. Corporate America gave me too many. I'm not here for it. Sometimes you got to get to a place where you have the audacity to tell people, no, that ain't happening. And if you think that I'm going to sit up here and go back and forth with you about something I'm not going to accept, you got another thing coming. You're wasting my and your time, because you need to go find somebody else who's going to put up with it, because I'm not doing it. We didn't come out here to perform. I'm not here to convince you to change your life. That's up to you. I'm here to put it out there and let you know what we have done to help clients to change their life. I will let you know what we have done and walk you through a methodology of how we do that. But to sit up here and tell you, well, how do I know? I don't know. Sounds like you need some more healing work. You got to be careful. Don't get to a place where you're desperate. And when I say desperate, I'm talking about as a business owner, to when people think that you ought to perform for their little, God always provides. Man is not your focus. People are not your source. People are used by source. Write that down. People are not your source. They are not your God. They are used by source. Amen, somebody. That's just what it is. Just stop letting folk treat you like that. If somebody's coming to you with an attitude and saying, well, I don't see anything. Can you send me references? Can you send me, I need to see 3 of your clients. Girl, bye. I want to talk to them myself. That's a person that does not trust. And you don't have that kind of time. You are not desperate. But move on. Because my thing is that they don't have the patience and the understanding to go and research your details and research your receipts and research what you do. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. When they don't do their research, they're probably not going to be resourceful. A lot of people tell you exactly how they move by the way that they respond to your questions, how they respond to your messages. They need to see something, but because they don't trust, they will hold your feet to the fire, make you responsible for what they aren't going to do. Allison said, I need to see a degree. No, I need you to see the door. I know that's right. Welcome. Because, you got to be careful of people's intent these days. And I understand that there are people that don't do right and people that don't have integrity. I get it. But you are not responsible for other people's mistakes, and you're not responsible for other people's character. And don't let nobody hold you to that, especially when you're in integrity. You create content every single day. You research. You stay in your integrity. Stay in your creativity. Like I said, you stick to your methodology. You report receipts that your clients are doing with integrity, and people still need to see another level of proof because they want you to dance a jig for them. That's not happening. And they can get mad all they want to. Well, I don't see your prices on here, and you're not. And I don't care if you get mad and make a post. Well, I'm not investing. I don't see a price. Well, don't. That's the whole point. I choose who I want to work with. Don't feel like you have to. I never ever went after any mentor or coach that had their prices out there. Like some of them didn't, and some of them did. But it never stopped me because I want what I want. If they have an offer that speaks to the next level version of myself or something I need to learn and really deepen the skill set on, whether it is emotional or if it's emotional or strategic, and it's right now, I'm going to hop in it. I'm going to do it because I need the help. The money is not the issue. The issue is my belief. So if I'm creating content and I'm staying focused on the content, and that's enough for people to say, you know what, either I'm going to work with her or I'm not going to work with her, or when I get the money, I'm going to work with her. It's up to them. But my job is to show up. My job is to have the information readily available for them to research, for them to make an educated and conscientious decision to invest in their life using my resources and my guidance and my leadership. But in turn, they are responsible for their own ascension. Catrice, you are spot on. She said, but that's where intuition comes in. If they are tapped into their intuition, then it will let them know you are legit. That's my whole point. I have never, ever asked other people, what do you think about that coach? I'm thinking about investing in her. What do you think? I've never asked anybody that. Even to this day in 2025, I have spent, I don't know how much money. I know it's almost $75,000 in my brain in the last 5 years. I know I am. And I'm talking about that's in combination to courses, programs, memberships, all kinds of things, learning, and all of that. I have spent good amount of money on my brain. And you know why I was able to do that? Because I believe in myself more than anybody else did. Some people are scared to because they think they're giving money to the person. That's your sacrifice to yourself. That's an investment for yourself, but your intuition is going to tell you work with that person. It's time for you to work with her. It's time for you. But see, when you're wallowing and kind of swimming around the bend and you're not going anywhere and you're trying to be an ego because you said, you know what, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. This I hear this all the time. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I just don't do it. And I know I don't need a coach because I know I'm supposed to do. That's why you need a coach. You're supposed to know what you're supposed to do. Duh. You know what you're supposed to do. Of course, you're supposed to. The issue is you're not doing it. And you're not doing it consistently. That's why you need a coach. People that don't know what they're supposed to do at all need to probably get a course or into some like short term so they can get acquainted with things. And then they invest at another level that's going to help them with longevity. Because a lot of y'all don't have that. Y'all are just starting coaching businesses and don't have any longevity in the game. And this is why you in and out, in and out, in and out. And see, this is why even content could be an issue for you when you don't have a plan or clarity. So you're creating content based on, I know I just need to put content together. But like I told y'all at the beginning of this video, and some like TikTok, y'all need to like, when we get off of here, some of y'all need to come and look at the replay over here on YouTube, because I talked about views versus followers. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, but nobody is following me. I'm not getting any followers. You don't want followers. You want views. You want people to see your video. I don't give a crap about if people like my video anymore. I don't care. You ain't got to like it. I want to see how many people are looking at it. I want to get in front of more people. And see, people get in their feelings when they see people viewing the video and then they see like 5 likes. Oh my God, ain't nobody liking it. Okay, baby, but they're looking at it. Now they may be salty, but look at your sales. How many leads do you have coming over? How many people are coming over from the views? Skip the likes, because what makes me feel some type of way is people like it, like it, and they comment, and nobody going press none. They make me mad because I thank you, but I mean a hill of beans if you ain't changing your life. So I would rather you watch and just scurry right on up. Just bypass that whole heart, baby. Now, I appreciate the heart. I'm not saying not to heart it, but if that means that I'm skipping right over that like and I'm going straight to her link because I need to get into whatever she got going on, I'd rather see that. But your intuition and your guiding force and your vision for your business and for your life has to speak louder than anything else. And I can't tap into that for you. That's your job. Like I told people a long time ago, it is not my job to convince you to change your life. It is not my mission to convince you, jump up and down, beg you to change your life. I told y'all women, children are not enough. Children are not enough to change women's lives no more. Like mothers, it's not enough. They don't even care no more. They're like, these kids are just going to get the mom that they're going to get. At first, it used to be my kids are, their priority. No, they ain't. Because you know what? Your kids are going to go. Your kids are going to go and they're going to move on. And it's going to be you. And if you are not enough, you're not going to do it. If you are not enough, you're not going to do it. If your life and your future is not enough, you're not going to do it. Are you going to post content? Okay. Coach, I post once a day. I need you to post more than it. Well, I was listening to so-and-so got 5 million followers. Why are you on their page? 2025 information is very different from 2020. Okay, let me start there. So everybody that's talking about what so-and-so said when she started in 2019, baby, that's another lifetime. That's a whole different era. Anything before 2020. Don't ever say a year somebody started doing this in 2019, because none of it is even applicable anymore. We want something totally different. AI is here. We got ChatGPT. We got Google Gemini. We got all these different AI tools. And you talking about some 2019. This is how so-and-so did it. Girl, get out of there. And they got to pivot too. Everybody that was sitting on millions, everybody got to pivot. Everybody. Even some of your faves, they got to pivot. Don't nobody want to talk about that. TikTok, give me some hearts if you still here. I want to know if y'all still here. This is the truth. Everybody pivoting. So they probably ain't got no money no more. So they ain't got no money no more. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, you don't know that. And then number two, everybody that's in business got to pivot, and some of them don't. Some of them don't. Some of them don't have to. Thank you. Allison said, this is why I love your coaching because it keeps up with the times. That's one of the things I tell people, like, you got to pay attention to what is going on in the world. And it's not about keeping people nervous or, oh my gosh, no, you got to get out of looking what everybody else is doing. Because, see, I'm a woman. I can't build my business like a man. I'm a woman that has a baby. Okay. So my lifestyle is different. If I didn't have any kids, I ain't gonna tell her what I'd be doing. But I got a kid that's going to college next year. Now, when she go to college, I know. But my life is completely different from some of my clients. Like, some of my clients have littles. Some of my clients don't have any children, right? Some of my clients have children and spouses. Okay. They're in a relationship. You have to run your business in alignment to what's going on in your life. This is why I don't teach a specific offer type, because my clients have different lives. Everybody's energetic composition is different. I don't teach what kind of business model I have unless they want to learn. That's a whole different conversation. But I always tell them, like, you have to be okay with showing your face. If everybody can't do what I do, I make sales every single day. Like, I like it like that. I like my business the way that it is. I enjoy it that way because my nervous system stays regulated. Some people just like high ticket. I don't like doing just high ticket. Even though high ticket is great, wonderful, I don't like it just that. Now, that's me. That does not mean it's wrong, right, or indifferent. And I've done only high ticket before. Oh, Allison said in our video testimony. Oh, Allison, you can't tell everything. She said in our video testimony. She said, I can't wait to talk about how you meet people where they are. I'm single with no kids, and I'm not a millennial, and you know how to coach me still. Absolutely, because the thing is that, first of all, thank you for that. But one of the things that we're not paying attention to in the coaching industry is everybody has a way to do business, and you got to remember energy. If you have a 9 to 5, I have to coach you differently than somebody who's not. Now, I could totally say, well, I only coach this type of person, and people with children, and that's it. Well, that's easy, but a coach is a coach. And I think we've lost the understanding of what a coach actually does. I think we fail to think that coaches have to be only specialized in one thing. That's an American thing. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. Coaches solve performance problems. There may be specializations, yes, but when you coach people, you're coaching them to improve their performance. That means they come in as high performers. They're already good at what they do. They just want to get better. Does it make sense? So if they're high performers on their jobs and they do pretty well on their jobs, they're probably most likely going to do well in their business. So if you are a low performer, if you're a low performer on a job and you step into business, there's a high likely chance that you're not going to do as well. I'm not saying that there are exceptions, because I've heard of people saying I did horrible on my job. But then when I got in business, I was, because you were doing something that was in misalignment. But I promise you, people in business and entrepreneurship, there has to be a high work ethic. You got to have a work ethic. And that doesn't matter if you're feminine, masculine, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just have to have a fierce work ethic. Like, you just got to get up and have the intent that you're going to make some changes today, that you're going to make an impact today. You've got to learn how to shift. TikTok, you with me? And like I said, you know, the job that we had was misaligned. It didn't speak to our soul. But as soon as we got a taste of freedom, we moved to the next level. And sometimes that's what it is. I've heard people have those types of stories too. But the work ethic was only has to pick up so that you can understand, like, this is my soul. Your soul looks to experience something new. TikTok, you with me? So I want you to get acquainted with your content, and I want you to do well on your content. Your content is your first offer. I've been saying it for 2 years. Your content is your first offer. I've been telling people for 3 years. 3 years to get your digital courses together. I've been telling people for 3 years to get their little quote unquote mini university up. You got a list of skills that you can teach. And a lot of y'all don't realize Department of Education being almost dissolved, not totally dissolved, but mostly dissolved. They're still keeping some pieces in place. And we can go back and forth about that. I'm not here to go back and forth about the department because I knew it was going to happen at some point because the numbers were so low. Our literacy rates are dropping. We're so far down the totem pole, and we got to start thinking about our individual goals. We could talk about, oh, well, why are they doing this and why are they doing that? Because we're failing in certain areas as a nation, right? So, I hope I'm saying your name, Kedrick. I think my biggest problem is I keep making excuses when in all reality I'm just being lazy. Well, you gotta stop being lazy. You gotta stop being lazy. I'm real cut and dry like that. I can't help people that are lazy, and I don't know what to do with that. Like when people say, I'm just so lazy. I can't coach you out of that. I mean, you're just gonna have to continue listening to YouTube. And I'm saying that because I really want y'all to get an understanding. Like, nobody can take you out of laziness but you. Thank you, Savon. She said your email newsletter on that was awesome. Thank you. And I was so upset with that. Look, I got in my feelings about that. Look, Alice, I get in my feelings too. I get in my feelings too. I was just quiet about it a little bit because I wrote that email with my whole soul. And that open rate was so low. And I was like, smell. But then they start opening today. And I was happy again. It was funny. I was laughing at myself. I said, okay, Jay, your hormones. Your hormones, girl. No. So, but no, but I want us to stop. Like, in order to change your life, you got to stop leaning into the excuses because a lot of times the excuses are coming because you're avoiding. And this is why we have all these pain pills and people popping pills and people sniffing up stuff in their nose and getting high and smoking stuff and getting drunk. And we're avoiding. We're not paying attention to what the work requires now. We're only focused on what is right now. TikTok, make sure you follow this page if you want to learn more about self-concept, automating your content so that you can convert more people with AI. And we're creating offers that actually get results for people. We got to start leaning into the work. Nobody can do that but you. Because right now people do not have the time to drag you to destiny. We don't have that kind of time. Oh no, child. You gotta put on the favorite. You gotta do the favorites thing. Somebody else said that too. Yeah, you gotta get out of there. You gotta learn how to lean in. And so when we make it, it's all about like, what do I really want? Because I'm gonna tell you this generation, and I'm getting ready to close. This generation is really infatuated with trauma. We're infatuated with nostalgia. We're infatuated and we have a struggle kink. Let's just throw it out there. Come on, let's be just that we have to be real. We have to be very, very real today. We have a struggle kink, okay? We have a kink with trauma. In actuality, all of that is just because we're free. And people don't know what to do with freedom when they have the opportunity to actually express their freedom. They don't know what to do with freedom because freedom means that you actually get a chance to express your true self. You actually get a chance and an opportunity to create the life that you want to create, but you need oppression and you need somebody to tell you that you're still at the bottom and you need somebody to tell you that you're lagging behind. You need somebody to tell you that you're still mad at your parents and it's because of your parents and it's because of your color and it's because of your neighborhood that you grew up at. And yes, we have this going on. No, no, don't tell me none about that. Yes, I experienced all those things. You're absolutely correct. But all of those things came together for me to wake up and realize that I had an opportunity to do something different. I don't have to repeat the same patterns that my parents put me through. I don't have to repeat the same patterns that the church members and the bishop and the pastors and apostles put me through. I don't have to go through that. I can go where I want to go. I can do whatever I want to do. And the beautiful part about being in, we get a chance to either build a business or you get to, go back to work. It is not society's job to parent you. You got to parent yourself. I think sometimes, somebody said this under a video and I was just like, girl, whatever. Yeah. Well, coach, everybody didn't get a chance to live out their childhood. Whose fault is that? It's not yours. It's not anybody else's. But you don't have you shouldn't have to go backwards. You got to get out of there. We have an infatuation. Maddie, close the door, please, and turn that music down. See, this is real life. What you see, just this is real life. Look, I had to tell her now. Turn that. I don't want did she hear me. I don't want to hear it. Per. Like they say, like the Gen Z say, per. Y'all with me, YouTube? Y'all still with me? I think we need to start understanding that this is not the season for us to, because right now this is it. You're either going to embrace, you're either going to embrace the trauma and the problems in the past. You're going to embrace it, or you're not, or you're going to lean in and say, you know what, that was yesterday. Today is a new day. I've grown up. I know what I want. And if I don't know what I want, I need to sit down and create that space for myself so I'll know what I want so that I can move forward. I owe it to myself to do that. I owe it to myself to do that. No one else is stopping me but me. I am responsible for my own life. I am responsible for my own growth. There you go, y'all. I love that. Everybody working. I told people, like, you should be head down working. You should be head down focused. You should be head down getting all of your cylinders firing at the same time. Everything got to be going and working on your behalf. You need some results. I know that's right. Some of y'all need to just lean into responsibilities and enjoy your life. You need to be in places where you feel secure and creative. You need to be in a place where you feel creative. You know, if you don't like where you live, make a choice to go somewhere else. Rent is so high. Make money. But when I say that, it's a trigger for them. You know why you fight your own ascension? It's because you don't see yourself more than where you are right now. You don't think you're deserving of that. You're absolutely deserving. And like I told people too, is that God did not give you a business. You didn't get the vision for your business. I'm not religious, but spiritual. But what I tell people is that it's very important to remember that when you got the vision for your business, it source considered, and I'm not personifying source, but in so many ways, those things were considered. And when I say those things, I'm talking about capitalism, I'm talking about recessions, I'm talking about economic ups and downs. I'm talking about no matter who is in office, it doesn't matter. All of those things were taken into close consideration before the vision was given to you. And the vision does not change just because the economy changes. You get up anyway. You create content anyway. You focus in anyway. Because this is your business. And if you are serving people at the highest level, then you need to lean into that and stop thinking that you have to, oh, well, maybe I need to stop. And this is why I tell people everybody is not led or called or, called, chosen, whatever you want to do. Everybody doesn't have the resilience. Everybody doesn't have the stability within to withstand through ups and downs. A lot of people quit. It's the moment it gets hard. I can't do it. I'm going back to work. I can't. God told me to go back. God didn't tell you to go back. You just went back because you were scared. And I don't care. You can battle back. You can go back and forth with me all day. But I'm going to tell you this. God did not tell you to quit that job. You quit it. There's your ego got in the way. You got scared. Because that's where faith really comes in. That's where faith really comes in. And you can go back and forth with me if you want to, but I'm still going to tell you, so where was your faith at? You just didn't know how to market. You didn't know how to sell. It's always, I'm telling you, and every time, I'm always right. In the forefront, see, this is how I go. In the forefront, they'll tell everybody, don't listen to anybody tell you, because you know how we do. I know. I'd been there, done that. I used to do it too. I went back to work once. This was back in 2016. My little husband at the time, 2015. Yeah, 2015. My little husband at the time was like, baby, quit your job. I was like, and as soon as it got hard, hey, go back to work. God told me to go back to work because he wanted me to. It was miserable. And looked at all the entrepreneurs that I started with just making millions of dollars. I'm looking like that was supposed to be me. Then I started getting mad. Then I started feeling some type of way. Then I started looking at them like, man, it should have been me. So now I'm jealous. Now I'm in my feelings for real, for real. I'm in my flesh at that time. And I'm looking and getting mad at, getting mad at the man I'm here. Like, ooh. Because I didn't consider, I didn't know about capacity. I didn't understand the phases of business fully. I didn't connect with the right people. I didn't invest in myself to learn how to coach myself through the hard times. That's another thing too, is that we will think and move into our default. And I'm not going too deep into this because I really got to, let me go ahead and finish up. We will go by our default, which is going backwards into what we know, because it's our state of conscious ability. And so when we don't know what to do, and we don't have anyone to help us to navigate through the feeling of being nervous and scared, we will go backwards into a thing and think that that's what we're supposed to be doing. But then we're going backwards into the thing, not going forward and leaning into it, because that's really what we're supposed to do. The reason why you have coaches and mentors is to be guided and coached through difficulty. And I always have told clients that trust in me with that is saying to yourself, when have you ever went without on purpose? There was always a way made. You always had a door open for you. Anytime you're going backwards, you're leaning into your own understanding and you're not leaning into destiny. Destiny is a requirement of you to lean in to what is righteous, right? So righteous in accordance to the blueprint and the destiny for your life in this lifetime. And so when people lean back and they go backwards because they're afraid of falling and failing and being embarrassed and shamed, they miss out on time. So which means that they're going backwards and feeling bad about their decision at some point, but they have to psych themselves to let people know that I'm really not worried and I really feel better that I can't, but they don't feel better. Because they know that wasn't the destiny. They wish they would have had somebody talk them through it so they can go to the next level in their business. That's all it is. And I just thank God that I invested in people that pulled me out of and kept me in the realm of belief. Even when times got hard, I knew how to parent myself. And that's what you want to get to. You want to get coached into self-parenting and self-reliance, that you lean into your faith and not your feelings. So to finish up, create content. Don't stop creating content. The strong calls to action. Get in front of the right people. Talk to the right people. Focus on your business. Shift into belief, and you need to get clear about what you want every single day. That's just the way this works. Okay? A lot of good things are happening. A lot of things are coming up, but you just got to lean in and believe. All right? YouTube, thank you so much for being a part of my world today. I'm going to give y'all your time back. What time is it? It is currently 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go make some money. Go make some more, get some clients, build your offers, get your offers up. TikTok, you do the same. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on the account. Come over here to YouTube. It's in my link in my profile to look at the replay of this live. All right. Love y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day. And I